Hello everyone, welcome back to IGT Introduction to Graph Theory. This is lecture number 35. So in last lecture I was discussing about plane graphs and planar graphs, correct? I also discussed dual of any graph, how to find any dual of this graph, this planar graph. So dual of every plane graph will be plane, correct? So then we discussed about length of how to determine length of any face, correct? So here we discuss that two plane part, or you can just say two planar embedding of a planar graph may not be having, that is may not have may have a non-isomorphic duals. Okay, and here we were discussing that if any cut edge is there, that will contribute to twice its length of face. Okay, and we discussed one proposition, that is this one. Here in any plane graph having m number of edges, somewhere you will find some e. So e is the number of edges. Okay, so if you find somewhere e, so don't get confused, e means number of edges they are representing. Okay, so in that sense this formula will be summation of length of all the faces will be equal to 2 of e. Okay, so 2 into number of edges. Okay, where L of fi is the length of face fi. Why this was happening? Because face length in G is equal to this becomes the degree, correct? Because all the edges surrounding, that is bounding every face, becomes the edges incident to that vertex corresponding to this face. Okay, that's why this was, and by using degree sum formula you can just get this. Okay, now come to next proposition, next theorem. You can just say for a plane graph the following are equivalent. First is G is bipartite, every face of G has even length, and third is the dual graph G star, it is denoted by G star, is Eulerian, or you can also call it Eulerian. Okay, so these three are equivalent, that is we can find any of two, that is if and only if A if and only if B, B if and only if C, C if and only if A. Okay, so that's what we need to show. So I'll be first showing A implies B and B implies A. That will prove A by implication B, correct? That is A if and only if B. Then I'll take one of these and I'll prove that is if and only if with this one. So I'll be taking B because A is if and only if B, and if I prove B is if and only if C, then obviously this will be if and only if this one, because you can get A from B only. Okay, so first I'll be proving this first condition, and next I'll be proving this condition. Okay, so in first part you can just say A implies B, that is given A, given is G, a plane graph is bipartite, is given to prove length of every face has this even length of every face is even. So here I am just representing L of fi is the length of all the faces. Okay, ith face, L of fi is even, we want to show. Okay, and here for all faces fi of G. Okay, so as we already know that face boundary consists of closed walks, correct? Face boundary consists of closed walk, and L of fi is that is the length of face is given by the total length of closed walks in G that are bounding fi, that face, correct, that particular face. So if we assume that this is odd, that is L of fi, some there is some face corresponding to that we have odd length, then what will happen? There will be surely an odd closed walk will be there, because odd corresponding to length of odd closed walk, correct? And an odd closed walk contains an odd cycle. Okay, every closed walk with odd length, you can just say every odd closed walk contains an odd cycle. okay, and which will be proving that G contains odd cycle, correct? So this odd cycle is present in G, and which cannot be possible if G is bipartite, okay? So in a bipartite graph, no odd cycle will be there. That's why whatever we have assumed here, that there is some phase corresponding to that, we have length of Fi is odd. This is not possible at all. That's why length of all the faces is even, okay? So we just proved this by contradiction, you can just say, okay? Next is B implies A. So that is every face of G has even length, it is given. We need to show G is bipartite, okay? So come to this one. Here I have just proved. So given is every face has even length. We want to prove G is bipartite. Means to say, what is the definition of bipartite? If a graph is bipartite, if you are able to write Vg as independent set, that is union of disjoint union of two independent sets of the vertices, okay, such that there is some edge, if there is some edge, then it is having one endpoint in V1 and other endpoint in V2. And independent means that what do I mean by independent set? That means there is no vertices which are adjacent, with means to say set of non-adjacent vertices, okay. Similarly this will be, okay, and these are known as partite set. And also we have done one result based on this bipartite graph. A graph is bipartite if and only if G contains no odd cycle. So we can use this that result, correct. So if we are able to show that there does not exist any odd cycle, then we will be proving that G is bipartite. That is enough to show that odd cycle is there, okay. So given is every face of G has even length, that's given. So for this I want to show there does not exist any odd cycle, correct. Means to say we will be just considering some cycle. So let's say be any cycle in G, and as G is plane, we can draw this cycle as a plane graph, you can just say, or as a plane. This cycle will be existing as a plane, correct. And so some cycle is there, okay, and this is there in G, and every region, or you can just say every face of G is either inside G, inside this cycle C, or just outside the cycle, correct. So if phase 1 is there, phase 2 is there, and if some other part is also there, then it will be phase 3 is there, okay. So that's why we are having every phase either inside this one or outside this one, okay. Now length of every face is even. Length of every face is even means these closed walk lengths are even, and this counts, the length counts the edges of C once, correct. That's why C is even cycle, because length is given as even, this is even cycle, okay. So there is no odd cycle. Or you can just prove this one by if suppose there exists some odd cycle, then obviously that will enclose some face that is having its boundary as length of the cycle, and that will be odd. So that will contradict our the statement that G is bipartite, okay. Sorry for that, that will contradict our statement that every face has even length. So that is by contradiction if you consider some odd cycle is there, and here I have just given you direct proof, okay. I think this is being clear, and here you can just see the diagram. This is C and it is any cycle, and here a face is enclosed by this C and another face is outside this one, and if length of every face is even, then there is no way to exist odd cycle in this G, okay. So there does not exist any odd cycle, that means G will become a bipartite graph. We have proved A implies B and B implies A. This means we have proved A if and only if B, correct. We are left one more condition, that is if we are able to show A if and only if C, or we are able to show C if and only B, then we will be done. So these two are done. So one of these I will be picking up, and I will be proving that is if and only if this one, correct. So here you can consider every face of G has even length. This you can take B, and we want to prove this if and only if the dual of graph G star is Eulerian. So let's come to the proof. Here the dual of G star is connected. Obviously for a connected graph you are, and for every graph this dual of every graph is connected, correct. And length of every face is even, and that will become the degree of the corresponding vertex to that face in G, and this will become the degree in G star of that vertex. So that is what is the definition of G star? From G we can get G star, that is vertices will be, here faces will be corresponding to some vertices, okay. So here faces, here vertices, okay. And you can just say length of face, here it will become the degree of this vertex, okay. So that's why length of face is even, means degree of corresponding vertex to that face in G star is even, correct. Means to say for all length it is given as even length. That's why all the vertices are in G star are even, having even degree, correct. So G star becomes Eulerian, and that was the condition for Eulerian. Eulerian graph, a G graph is a graph G is Eulerian if and only if all the vertices are even and it is connected. It should be connected, correct. We have done that, okay. So I think this is done, correct. So we have proved dual is that is length of all the face is given as even, every face has even length if and only if this is Eulerian, correct. And if you say if it is Eulerian, then all the degree will be even, then obviously this degree will be corresponding to length of face, so it will be length of face, every face will be even. So it's just writing part, you can just write this much, or you can just write B implies C first and then C implies B, okay. You need to just reverse it for C implies B, okay, or you can just write this much, it will be enough, okay. Now come to some very important formula that for a planar graph that connects vertex, number of vertices, number of edges and number of faces in a planar graph, okay. And that counts, you can just say this is and that formula is known as Eulerian formula or Euler's formula, okay. And this is if if G is a planar graph, and if G is a planar graph, so we can just draw this in a plane. So planar embedding we can just draw it, correct. So it's planar embedding we have just drawn. So for that number of faces, number of vertices are n, number of edges, instead of m I am just representing by e. So e represents number of edges and f represents number of faces. Then this Euler's formula states that there will be some relation that relates all these three, and that is n minus e plus f is equal to 2, okay. For example, we can just verify it in case of K4. K4 is planar, and planar embedding for K4 is given by this one, this graph. So here n is 4, correct. How many vertices? 4. Number of edges 6. Number of faces, face 1 outside, that is unbounded face, and 3 inside. So number of faces are 4, correct. So 4 minus this formula will eventually become 3, this 4 minus 6 plus 4, this will give you 8 minus 6, that is 2, and that is done. And for any tree you can just say, or for Pn, for Pn you have, in case of P3 you can just verify. Here number of faces is 1, number of vertices 3. So for in case of P3 number of vertices 3, number of edges 2 and number of faces 1. Correct. So 4 minus 2, it will be 2. And in general, in case of Pn, number of vertices n, number of edges n minus 1. Correct. So n minus 1 and number of faces is just 1. So it will give you n minus n plus 1 plus 1. Correct. So it will be plus 2. Okay. So this is eventually giving you 2. Correct. So in case of Cn also, Cn n vertices, n edges and 2 face. Okay. So n minus n plus 2. This is also giving you 2. Okay. So for example, this is some Cn. So this is inside face and this is outside face. Okay. So you will be counting both the faces. Now come to how to prove this Euler's formula. If a connected plane graph G has exactly n vertices, e edges, f number of faces, then it will be n. Then we have some relation that is known as Euler's formula between them, that is n minus e plus f is equal to 2, and this we will be proving by using induction on n. So we can start with n is equal to 1. So n is equal to 1, we have one vertex. Okay. And we are given as connected plane graph. Okay. So we have one vertex. So if no edge is there, then face is just 1. In case of K1, face is 1. Correct. So n is 1, no edge means minus 0, face is 1. So this is giving you 2. Correct. So this verify the right hand side. Correct. So for trivial graph, this is done. Correct. So this is true for trivial graph. And if G contains some loops with one vertex, you can just have like this. So it contains one loop, then it will be having number of vertices 1, edge, number of edges, here we have one loop, so 1 minus 1, faces will be one loop is dividing this plane into two faces, that is inside part and outside part. So plus 2, so this is also giving you 2. Correct. So that's done. If you are given more than one loops, that is if 2 loops, then how many faces? 3 faces. So 1 minus 2 plus 3, then again it will be giving you 2. Okay. So in general, if it is given as e number of loops, so e number of loops are there, then it will be 1 is number of vertex minus e, and faces will be 1 greater than number of loops. So plus e plus 1, that will be face, number of faces. So 1 minus e, this minus and plus, if you will open this bracket, and that it will be cancelled, and finally you will get 2, and that's true. Correct. So for all this one, whenever you have one vertex, this is true. Correct. So here true, and in general also I have discussed. Now assume induction hypothesis that this formula is true for all plane graph, all connected plane graph having the vertices up to n minus 1. Okay, or you can just say vertices less than n. So up to n it is true. Then this formula is true. Okay. So suppose this formula holds for all graphs with order less than n, that is up to n minus 1. Okay. Then we will be proving induction by induction step, that is for n, for next vertex to that. So next vertex is n, next number of vertices is n. So let G be the graph with n vertices. Okay. And e number of edges, f number of faces, and as G is connected, so obviously it will be having at least 2 edges. Correct. So as and at least 2 vertices, you can just say at least 2 vertices are there, because for 1 we have done this. So at least 2 vertices are there, so it will be kind of this one or this one, correct? Some loops may be present, okay, some multi-edges may be present, correct, and some edges may be present, okay. Yeah, if G is connected, then G has some edge which is non-loop. If we don't consider these loop, then there will be non-loop. That may be multi-edge or that may be direct edge. You can just say, take that edge. So there is this edge, you can just say, okay, take this edge E, UV, this UV edge, and contract this. Okay, in case of multi-edges, you can just take this one and contract this one. After contracting, what are you getting? G dot UV, that is the contracted. So after contracting, here if it would be only one edge, then you are getting like this graph. That is, number of faces will be same. Here number of faces x, y, and one is outside. Here also x, y, one is outside. So number of faces will be remaining same, and if it is there is some loop, then it will become this. This will be contracted. This is one of them will be contracted, and the other multi-edge will become the loop. So here also, how many? Yeah, here 4. It was in case of this one, here 4 number of faces were there. So here also 4 number of faces will be there. So number of faces are not changing if we contract some non-loop edge. Okay. So consider edge is connected, obviously then there will be existing some non-loop. So you can just contract this this UV edge, then contract. After contracting UV edge, then U and V will become same. That means one vertex got 2 vertex become the one vertex. That is, one vertex is less. So n minus 1 vertices we are getting. This is a graph with n minus 1 vertices, and number of faces will be remaining same. And as what about number of edges? As we are just shrinking one of them, then it will be E minus 1. So E was the number of edges earlier. Now it is new graph. This G contracted some edge UV is a graph with n minus vertices, f number of faces, E minus 1 number of edges. Because contraction doesn't affect the number of faces. Okay, that's why it will be remaining same. So if you don't want to contract, you can just take some n order graph, and you can have some edge and remove it. Okay, you can have some bridge, you can just say, and remove it, or you can have some edge which is multi-edge. So don't remove the loop. So take either of these type of edge or multi-edge. Remove it, you will be getting the number of faces will be reducing. Okay, and edges will be reducing by 1, and then the same formula will be holding. Okay. Yeah, now this is a graph with n minus 1 vertices. So induction hypothesis applies on this graph. Okay, so by induction hypothesis, number of vertices on this graph minus number of edges on this graph, E minus 1, plus number of faces, it will give you total 2. So on solving this formula, we are getting this one, okay, and this one. So n was the number of vertices in G, E number of edges in G, F number of faces in G, and we got the formula. Okay. Yeah, this is the Euler's formula or Euler's formula for a connected plane graph. Correct. If this G graph is not connected, that is disconnected and having k components, then Euler's formula will become n minus E plus F is equal to k plus 1. And why this is happening? Because we have in that disconnected graph, we can make this connected. For example, this is a disconnected graph, so we can make it connected by using some edges. So how many edges we will be using here? So suppose here, so how many edges? If 3 components are there, then we will be using minimum number of edges to make this as connected. So if 3 component, then we are using 2 number of edges, and if k number of component, then we will be using k minus 1 number of edges. So then the new graph will be n vertices with n vertices same, minus it will be edges will be increased by k minus 1, so it will be e plus k minus 1, and number of faces will be remaining same, as we are just adding the edges, we are not making them cyclic. Okay, no more cycle, we are just adding only edges, so it will be same. So this will become n minus, and this will be 2, correct? So then it will become the connected graph. So n minus, so let me make this as some another color. Yeah, so n minus number of edges got increased by k minus 1 plus f. So for now new graph is we are getting as plane graph, and that is connected. So for that Euler's formula holds by this way, and after solving this one, n minus e, we are getting minus k minus 1, it will be going to right side, so it will be 2 plus k minus 1. So it will be n minus e plus f, it will be k plus 1 right hand side, correct? So the same we got here. So I have just written and I have explained why this is happening. Okay, whenever disconnected graph, just make it connected by adding the minimum number of edges, and minimum number of edges to connect k components is k minus 1. So edges will be increased by k minus 1, that's why this formula is coming like this. Okay, so I hope you got this one. Now we can come to this one, that is, if G is a simple planar graph with order at least 3, then we have E is at most, E will be, that is number of edges will be always less than equal to 3n minus 6. In some books you might find M will be less than equal to 3n minus 6. So M and E are the same, we are just representing the number of edges. So don't get confused, it will be 3n minus, number of edges will be less than equal to 3n minus 6. Okay, for when G is simple planar graph. Okay, and if G is triangle free, that is there is no C3 is present in G, then we have this formula is reduced to 2n minus 4. This is number of edges less than equal to 2n minus 4. Okay, this we need to prove. Now G is given as simple planar graph, it may be connected or it may be disconnected, and it is sufficient to prove for connected, because any disconnected graph we can make it connected by using some by adding some edges. Okay, so here as G is given as, so it is sufficient to prove to consider the connected graph. We are just considering connected graph. Okay, and here I have just mentioned for disconnected. Okay, now G is given as simple planar graph, correct? Planar graph is given, this is given as simple planar graph, so we can draw its planar embedding. So draw this G as a plane graph. Okay, planar embedding or plane graph are same, correct? So we have just drawn this, draw G as a plane graph, and as we are given that order of this G is at least 3. Okay, so at least 3, order is given as at least 3 here, correct? So as it is at least 3, then length of every face will be at least 3, because we have just drawn this as a plane graph. Okay, planar embedding. So if it's if it is given as order is at least 3, then length will be at least length of every face, because this is drawn as a plane. So we have, this is dividing the plane into some regions, and that regions are faces. So f1, f2 and f3. Okay, whenever it is order is at least 3, so obviously it will be having length will be at least 3. So in case of this p3, length is also 3, correct? So we have one face and length is 4 here. So how to measure the length? Closed walk. So you take this one and then come back to this one, correct? So the vertex where you started. So here the length of this face is 4. So length of closed walks we consider for length of face. Okay. So length of face is at least 3 for all faces. Okay. Now just take summation for all the lengths. So L of f1, L of f2 and so on. You take up to number of faces. So I is running from 1 to f, correct? F is the number of faces. So this will give this will be at least 3 summation, the same summation. I is running from 1 to f, correct? So this summation will become this one, and then this one I have just discussed. Then this 3 will be added f number of times. So this summation will become summation of L of fi, and this is at least 3 into f. 3 plus 3 plus and so on up to f number of times. It will be giving you 3f, correct? Now we have done one formula, that is length of fi will be and summation of length of fi, I is running from 1 to number of faces. This will be giving you 2m, or you can just say 2e, 2 into size of the graph, or 2 into number of edges. Okay. So this will be just put this will be giving you by putting this summation value here, you are getting the equation number 1, that is 2e is greater than equal to 3f, correct? So here from this one, if you will solve, you will get it. Okay. Now G is a plane graph. We have just drawn this G as a plane graph, and we are getting this G is and connected also. So for a plane connected graph, we have Euler's formula satisfied. So n minus e plus f is equal to 2. Okay, for a connected plane graph or connected planar embedding, correct? So this formula holds. So from here, if I find some 3f value, because I want to establish the value or some relation between edge and number of vertices. So I want to let this f go off. Okay. So in 3f will be 6. 3f will be 6 minus 3n plus 3e, correct? So here I have just calculated, and then from this equation and from this equation you can just put the value of 3f in first equation and get this equation. So from this, if you will be solving this as 2e, left hand side it will be, then it will be e only, because this is coming to this side, and 3n minus 6 here it will be going to right hand side, and it will be 3n 6 minus 3n will be going to right hand side, and it will be 3n minus 6. And here we have completed the first part of this one, that is if G is a simple planar graph with order at least 3, then we have some relation between E and, that is number of edges and number of vertices. Okay, and what is the specific relation? E will be always less than equal to 3n minus, that is number of edges will be always less than equal to 3n minus 6. And we have one Euler's formula n minus, and that is relating that is all three these vertices, edges and faces. So n minus e plus f is equal to 2. So here what is what I have just considered, this number of faces, or you can just say f in terms of E or N. I have just calculated from here and just put in that formula to get this one. Okay. Now if this G is given as triangle free, that is there is no triangle, then length will be at least 4. Okay. So length is 3 when you are getting C3 is the part of this one. So if it is triangle free, then length will be at least 4. Correct. So if length is at least 4, then here we will be getting length of Fi will be at least 4. Correct. Here we will be getting length is at least 4, then it will be summation. Here I have just changed 3 by 4. So here summation will be summation 1 to f, it will be summation of 4. So it will be 4. So in first equation we will be getting 2e greater than equal to 3, this will be 4 into f. Okay. So 4 will be added f number of time. So first equation we got 2e greater than equal to 4f. Correct. So by using this one, and also that graph is connected plane graph. Correct. And Euler's formula holds. So if you will put this equation in this Euler's formula, so just take value, that will be 8 minus 4n plus 3e, and that will give you this formula. Okay. So for triangle free we have, if G is triangle free, then length will be at least 4. Okay. And from the equation 1, as we got that equation 1, in the same way just put 4 in place of 3, you will be getting this formula. Okay. And by using Euler's formula you are getting this expression. Okay. On solving, you can just solve it, you will be getting. Okay. So I think this is done. So now we can use Euler's formula for a plane graph, as well as whenever number of vertices are at least 3, then we can use this formula, as well as whenever G is given as triangle free, then we can use this formula. Okay. Then E and N are related for this graph like this one. Okay. I hope this is clear. Now we have proved K5 and K33 are non-planar. That is, what do you understand by non-planar? Means a graph which is not planar, which cannot be drawn as a plane graph, that is known as non-planar. Okay. So here we have just proved this K5 and K33 in the initial part of this 6.1 only. So here again I am just proving by using these results, this proposition, this last theorem. So suppose these are planar, so we have to prove these graphs are non-planar. Suppose these are planar, so we can draw these as in a plane, as a plane graph, or planar embedding we can draw it. Correct. So if planar embedding we can draw, then faces will be existing. So number of vertices, so suppose f is the face. Okay. Number of vertices for K5, it is 5, and number of edges is given also 10, that is 5C2. Correct. For complete graph of order 5, we have this data. Okay. And suppose f is the number of faces, then obviously this here n is 5, so at least 3 we can use the last proposition, that G is given as connected planar graph, then you say G is given as simple planar graph with n is at least 3. So here we have n is 5, so obviously that condition holds. Then we have number of edges is less than equal to 3n minus 6. Okay. So number of edges are 10, and 10 is less than equal to 3 into 5, that is 3 into 5, that is 15 minus 9. So this formula gives you 10 is less than equal to 9, which is not possible. Correct. So here I just explained 10 is less than equal to 9 we got. So why this contradiction we have got, why this result is not true. So whatever we have assumed is wrong. So K5 is not planar. Okay. Same way we have K33. K33 is bipartite. So bipartite means there is no odd cycle. Correct. No odd cycle. So if no odd cycle means there is no C3 as well. So K33 is triangle free. Okay. As you can see here, it contains C4, but it does not contain any C3, correct? So this is triangle free, so we can use the same proposition formula, the last formula for this one. So if we are able to draw this in a plane graph as a planar embedding or as a plane graph, then n is given as 6. For K3 3 it is 3 plus 3, n is 6, okay? Number of vertices are 6, correct? And number of edges are also we can count, that is 3 into 3, that is 9, correct? So 9 are the number of edges, and let f be the face, then it will be, and this graph is triangle free, so we can use this formula, correct? So we can use this formula, E is less than equal to 2n minus 4. So E is what? 9. 9 is less than equal to 2 into 6 minus 4, correct? So what you are getting? What you are getting? 9 is less than equal to 2 into 6 minus 4. So it is 9 is less than equal to 8, correct? And here I have read it, okay? You can just read it. So which is contradiction, because 9 cannot be less than equal to 8. So that's why whatever we have assumed is wrong. So what we have assumed? So this graph would be planar. So this planarity is wrong. So these graphs are non-planar. Okay. So in next lecture I'll be talking about this maximal planar graph, triangulation, and some proposition based on this one, okay, and some exercise I'll be solving, 6.1, okay. Then this 6.1 will be over, and in your syllabus only up to 6.1 is there. So I hope you understood. So I'll meet you in next lecture. Till then, bye bye, take care.